This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So, Matt, we have a special guest in the station today.
Another one?
It's
like
one.
A weekly thing, isn't it?
Every week, at least one. And I am super excited to speak with this guy because he works for a brokerage similar to the one I got started with. Mine was Purple. Back in the day, good old Purple Bricks. It was a discount broker. And today we have Alan Schiller in the office with Redfin.
Yeah.
So we got a red wolf. We got a red wolf in the hen house. Alan, how did you get started in real estate? Like, what's your background?
So my background, I started actually in the fitness industry when I was like 19 years old. Started working real hard there. Bought my first house at 23, which was my first experience with real estate.
Okay. How'd that go?
It went well. I was a single man at 23. I packed out all my bedrooms. I think they were covering 100% of the rent, so I was living for free.
So you were house hacking?
Exactly. I was house hacking. 3 or 4 years later, I sold that for a decent profit and used it to open my own gym,
Okay.
which I ran into coronavirus. Right when that went down, my girlfriend at the time had her real estate license, and I saw the writing on the wall for the gym, so I decided to pick up my real estate license to kind of help her out, and it was just going to be a transition job. It was like, I'll do this while I shut down the gym and figure out what I'm going to do next. So I started, as the lockdowns happened, I had free time, I got my license.
Okay.
I got a call from a recruiter from Redfin. I have no idea how they got my number.
Dude, same experience for me. I have no idea. Like, I kind of know how, but I was not looking at that option with Purple Bricks.
Yeah.
But it ended up working out for me.
It truly felt like it was meant to be because my girlfriend was like, just get your license and help me out. So I said, cool, I'll
Was
get
she
it.
with Redfin or where was she?
She was brand new. She had no idea what she was doing. She was just I was in SoCal at the time. So she joined a very local, small niche brokerage down there.
Mm-hmm.
I got my license. Recruiter called me. Oh, I didn't even have my license yet. I took my test, passed the test. I was still in the background check phase.
Yeah.
And the recruiter called me and we went through those steps and they hired me before my license officially came. And they were like, hey, you have to have it by Wednesday or like you can't have the job. Luckily, it got approved and I got the job.
Wow. And so were you still in Southern California with Redfin?
So I was doing transaction coordinating. So I was still working at the gym. We were like, it took 6-9 months to shut down. So I was doing laptop transaction coordinating, which is just paperwork for real estate.
Yep. That's a great way to learn the industry, though. Like, you're getting paid while you're learning.
Exactly. So in between classes, like I'd teach a class, a workout class, I'd go do my transactioning stuff, go back and forth all day. Right when the gym officially closed down, my girlfriend and I broke up. We had a bad breakup.
Oh, man.
I called my boss from Redfin and I was like, hey, I'm kind of hitting rock bottom here. I need 2 things from you. And I know it's a big ask because I haven't been here long. And he was like, what? I was like, I need a transfer to Northern California because I'm going back to kind of my roots where I grew up. And I need a promotion to full-time agent because this transaction coordinating stuff's not going to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Luckily, he was like, give me 1 hour and I'll call you back.
1 hour?
He called me back.
He knew somebody.
It was perfect timing. He did. He knew the guy in Northern California, and I had no idea, and he knew he was hiring. So he called me back, and he's like, you have both. We appreciate your work here. Call me if you ever need anything.
Wow.
So a week later, my bags were packed, and I was heading to Northern California to be a full-time agent.
For Redfin.
For Redfin.
Got it. And so you have family up here. That's what drew you back to Northern California?
Grew up here. Yeah, so I was born in Southern California. When I was 2, I moved up here.
Okay.
And I grew up here through high school. So at 18, I moved out.
Got it. And so when you moved up here, let's back up just a little bit. When you were getting started in the industry, yes, the recruiter reached out to you. Mm-hmm. But now that you've been with how many years have you been with Redfin now?
Going on like 4.
4 years. So now that you've been with them for a while, who do you think is a good fit for Redfin? Because I know they've had some changes recently. Yeah. And who would Redfin not be a good fit for?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first got started, I think Redfin was the perfect fit for new agents. The commission wasn't very high at all.
Yeah.
But you had a salary, you had event pay, you had gas mileage. Your bottom safety net was a lot higher than a lot of brokerages, which is what I needed at that time in my life. And they fed you a lot of leads, which was nice.
These are all coming through the Redfin website?
Redfin website, yeah. So how that works is just you open up your calendar however you want it.
Yeah.
If your calendar's open, they'll throw on a tour appointment and they'll say, hey, meet this guy here at this time.
That's exactly how it was with us.
Yeah.
Like it was perfect for us. Because when we moved here, we didn't know anybody. Yeah. Like we didn't have a family. We didn't know how to get to the gas station. But the brokerage we were with was providing a lot of leads similar to those. And we were closing them on average I think it was 67%. Didn't know them from, they were complete strangers.
Yeah.
Went in, and I would leave with the listing agreement signed 67% of the time.
That's awesome.
About what are you guys averaging?
So I'm probably 80% buy side. My
Okay.
listings, yeah. And that originally, if you're a new agent with not coming with a book of business, they don't title you it, but you're a buy side agent. The majority of the clients they feed you are buy side.
Okay.
Once you get experience, they kind of let you decide. Do you want to stay buy side? Do you want to go heavy list? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
I like buy sides. The only listing clients I have are if my clients want to buy and sell, or if I get referrals. But I don't do a whole lot of I've never met you, I'm just going to listing consult type deals.
Got it. And so Redfin lets you do both. Like if they're looking to buy and then sell, they'll let you represent.
Yep, absolutely. They encourage both now. They want kind of all with one agent to keep it a little more seamless.
Yep. That makes sense. Now, if the person do they let you, if you are selling the property, like I know you don't run into this a lot, but if you were selling if you had a listing, would you also be allowed to represent the buyer on that listing?
And that's what they encourage now too. So go back 3 years, they wanted it separate. Like if you had a listing, try and pass it off to a listing agent, negotiate your split, let them do it. Now they want you to do both parties regardless where you start.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because I personally, Valerie will do it, but Johnny personally will not do both listing and represent the buyer on that listing. It's just, it's never worked out for me.
Sorry, I misunderstood your question. You're talking about dual representation.
Correct.
Okay, so that was forbidden with Redfin up until very recently. Like 3 or 4 months ago, now they allow you to do it.
Okay.
But they really want transparency, and they're totally okay if you're not comfortable doing it.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. As long as at the end of the day, it's really the client's choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I advise against it.
Yeah.
But if they're like, no, I want it, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have somebody on my team do it.
Yeah. It gets tricky, definitely. I've approached it a couple times, and every time my conversation with my client is, at this point, I'm kind of representing both of you, so I'm just the middleman. Like exactly what you say, I'm going to verbatim translate it to the other side. Same with that. And I let them know the pitfalls that can kind of arrive. So if we ever hit anything, they already have all the information ahead of time. It's not like a surprise.
Yeah.
Because, that gets dangerous.
And the cool thing, too, about brokerages that provide a lot of leads is your exposure to the industry is much higher than somebody who's trying to figure it out on their own.
One of the biggest benefits was the volume. You just,
exactly.
Like I started with the paperwork, and then volume on deals closed on the other side, you really get your feet wet quickly and learn the business.
How many deals would you say you averaged over the 4 years you've been with Redfin?
So the first year, like a little over a year, was just transaction coordinating. It was just paperwork, didn't do any deals of my own. So I've been a full-time agent 2.5, maybe 3 years now.
Okay.
And I just broke like a little over 70 deals and about 50 million in volume.
Over that whole time?
Over the 2.5-ish years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 70 deals, so, probably like 25-ish? 25, 30 a year on average, if you average
I would
it
say
out?
right around like 25, yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's more than, I think that typical, so in 2023, 47% of realtors did not sell a single home. 47, almost 1 in 2.
It's crazy.
It blows my mind. And then the average realtor, 98% of real estate agents sell fewer than 18 homes a year. So that's 1.5 homes a month. Yeah. 98%. It's just how are you supposed to learn? So you go to a restaurant and they're rattling off all the specials and all the different menu options, and they're getting paid whatever, less than what a realtor can get paid, but they know all this stuff forward and backwards. Same thing at like Starbucks or McDonald's, but the repetition is there. They're doing it day in and day out, day in and day out, and so they're really good at those tasks. But if you're a realtor and you're not getting your reps in, it's really hard to learn the industry.
And it's hard to, even if you know the industry well, if you're not getting the volume, it's hard to know what the current market's doing. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe I closed 50 deals 5 years ago, but if I'm not in the trenches in the current market, unless you're constantly searching online for market updates, like a lot of the market trends I see is just because I see it and I'm doing it every day.
Correct. All the time, Val and I will be like, oh my gosh, it's slowing down, it's speeding up. Hey, this is what's happening in the market. People will come to us and ask, hey, what are you seeing? Just because we do more than 18 deals a year.
Yeah.
And so that's really interesting. So what are you seeing in the market?
In the market right now? Mm-hmm. A lot of hesitation. I'm seeing a lot of people are trying to predict where it's going. Like if you go back a month or two, you saw interest rates drop, then you saw them pop back up. I know a lot of people worried about the election coming up, what's going to happen with that, hesitation through the holidays. So a lot of hesitation right now, but for the buyers out there, I think it's a great time. I think the buyer competition's low.
So with the results now that we have from the election, we saw an effect in the stock market. The stock market went up. The S&P went up. Do you think there's going to have do you think there will be a positive effect on real estate? Because obviously confidence, people are more optimistic because Trump won. Do you think that there will be a positive effect on real estate?
Medium to long term, I do. I'm convinced there will be. Short term, I think there's going to be a battle in logic between he wants to lower interest rates, which is going to give people more buying, not mortgage interest rates, I'm sorry, like taxes. He wants to lower taxes, which is going to give people more buying power, and talks about hiring tariffs, which concerns people about inflation. So if they're concerned about inflation going up and the treasury bond going up, mortgage rates may climb temporarily. Yeah. But long term, I think they will fall. I think you'll start to see them fall. My guess is, end of next year, hopefully back in the 5s.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, our crystal balls have chips and cracks in them, but at the end of the day, buyers are buying, sellers are selling, and really Q4 is really arguably one of the best times of the year on average to purchase a home.
Yeah, if you're a buyer.
You can get some great deals, whether that's buying your first time home or whether you're looking to invest in real estate. It's a great time to get a deal. So with that, when we come back, what we're going to do is we are going to discuss about if somebody's looking to get into real estate or looking to maybe make a change, who Redfin would be a good fit for and who would not be a good fit for.
Okay, Matt, it is no secret this time of year can get a little bit stressful because there's so much that you need to do. You're spending money left and right for friends, family, everyone coming over. And if you're trying to sell your home at this time, you just want it done easy. And that's what Sabrina wanted. So she called Johnny Jennings and the Tom Daves team, and she was able to get a cash offer for her home, a dream offer. She accepted it and was even able to stay in her home after closing so she could have a smooth transition to her next home, which Johnny Jennings and the Tom Daves team at Made for More Realty helped her buy.
And that can happen for you. No need to do all those costly home repairs, getting your home staged and clean and organized, doing open houses. At least 3 cash offer guys for your home in as-is condition. It's happening to a lot of people. Why not you? Because you expect more, get more with Johnny Jennings and the Tom Daves team at Made for More Realty. Just Google Made for More Realty today and get more for your home. License number 1982-171.